Well, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Palmetto Fishing Videos. Today we are doing something very special, something that I've never done on video, but I love to go and look around and find little bugs to fish with and all different kinds of little critters. So guys, what we are doing is we're doing a food chain fishing challenge. So we're gonna start off with walking back into this beautiful woods here, and we're gonna look for little worms and critters and all sorts of bugs and spiders and maybe snakes, and we're gonna turn around with those little baits. And once we get some good land baits, then I'm gonna head to a little pond near my house and see if I can catch some little bluegill or little mosquito fish, like little kinds of minnows, and maybe water spiders, maybe frogs, stuff like that. And we're going to take that bait to a beautiful lake that I love to fish tomorrow morning. And we're gonna head there and we're gonna go fish for some amazing species, some crappie, some bass, catfish, perch, and we're gonna head out on a boat and just see if we can get any really nice fish on whatever bait we forage. So we're gonna head out, guys, and start off with catching some amazing bait in the forest there, and then we will get right to the fishing tomorrow morning. And all we're gonna do, guys, is just work our way up the food chain. We're just gonna start small, find some bait, and just work our way up in size, and then hopefully end it off with the top of the food chain, the human. And that is, we're gonna get to eat some delicious fish, hopefully, because humans are the top of the food chain. So guys, let's get right to it, and let's just go explore and just have an amazing time. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start off with just walking all down through this amazing woods here. I'm armed with a long net just in case we found like a snake or a frog that we wanted to use, which I don't know if we'll find a snake, but I was playing basketball the other day and my ball rolled down a hill, and right next to the ball was about 1.5 foot long copperhead. So we got to be careful, but there is a chance that we could find some really cool stuff in here. So we're just gonna see what we can find, but the main thing I really want to get is worms and spiders and grubs, just good stuff like that that we can maybe catch some perch or crappie on. So let's go see what we can do. I don't know what kind of mushroom that is, but it's something. I'm no mushroom expert. We're just gonna look around all of this rotten wood, and then eventually we'll probably just look around the leaves and get a bunch of worms too. So see if there's any like grubs or anything around here. Check for snakes though. Oh yeah, look at that big old black ant. We won't resort to using them yet. There could be some nice grubs. Y'all see how moist that dirt is, that wood is? I can see where they've lived before, but I don't see any grubs at the moment. What the heck is that? Ugh. Guys, what is that? There's like 5 in this one spot. Look at this. Ooh, oh my gosh, there's 5. Okay everybody, I'm all done looking for worms, but the most important thing is when you leave your worm ground, wherever you're searching for them, I've covered up all these leaves and I've just kicked the leaves back the best I can to that area, because what happens, guys, in about a week or two, if there's a good amount of rain, the worms will come right back and they'll replenish and they'll come back around the area. So you want to just be able to keep it good so that you can keep coming back there time after time again, and just kick those leaves over and just repair the dirt a little bit, just to make it to where more worms can come back and re-inhabit that spot again, just to keep a good production of worms going in that area. But check this out, guys. I would say this bag is probably about halfway full of worms. There's probably about 30 or 40 good sized earthworms in there, and y'all could see there's a couple grubs too, but I mean, it is chocked full with earthworms, just big earthworms. I probably caught 30 or 40 really nice sized earthworms and a couple nice grubs. So now we're gonna take those to the lake and I will catch y'all there in just a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the beautiful Lake Robinson in Greer, South Carolina. Now, let me show you all the rig that we're gonna start off with. I'm gonna start off just dragging those little worms that we caught the other day along the bottom. On this rod, I have a little drop shot rig. It's a 4-pound test on a little Shimano reel and a little medium ultralight spinning rod. It's just a no brand rod and a Shimano reel with 4-pound test. And then I have a little drop shot on here if I could get it untangled, but there we go. Okay, but I just have a little double rig drop shot on here, a small light wire Aberdeen hook on the top, another golden light wire Aberdeen on the bottom, so 2 of those. And then about 8 inches below that, we just have a tiny little drop shot hook. And we're gonna put 2 little worms on there and just drag that along the bottom. See if we can't get a perch or crappie. They've been catching tons of perch and crappie at this spot lately. And I've caught some lately here too. So we're gonna see if we can't get some that way. Just drop the trolling motor. It's about 9 o'clock right now, guys, so still a great time to be fishing, but we'll see, probably our perch and crappie bite should die in the next couple hours, so we really need to get at it while we can. But I feel great about this. I think we should be able to start the challenge off well and just get this started on a good note. So let's get right to it, man. This is awesome. Let's get this challenge started on a good note. Let's grab out our worms. Now, I don't have a ton, so I'm gonna have to use these pretty sparingly. I have like, 30 or 40, but that can go real quick if the bite is hot. So we're gonna see what we can do. But to get this challenge started off well, we gotta catch some kind of bait. So I would love to eat some perch or crappie, but we also need some for bait for our catfish later on. But look at those perfect size morsels for a nice perch or crappie to come up and hit. Might even be able to get a shellcracker. That would be a nice little bonus. But all we're gonna do, I kept these on the fridge so they're nice and cold and firm. And we're just gonna hook them twice, just like that. There we go. 2 worms going down on a drop shot. Let's get that down there, and then I'll also put 1 other rod down too, because I wanna maximize the fishing while the bite should be the best that it's gonna get today. There we go, a little drop shot going down. And we're just gonna slowly troll up and down this big channel here in 21 feet of water. Let's see what we can do. I had my camera off, guys, but first fish. Nice perch. There he is. First fish. Just load on. Let's go, baby. He hit that bottom hook on the drop shot. There we go. About 10 minutes in, I was just trolling along. I turned my camera off for a second and he loaded on. It's a nice starter fish. Guys, that is going to serve as multiple things. Well, 2 things. That is going to serve as our bait for catching the bigger fish later on in this challenge. So now we have the bait to catch the catfish later this evening or this afternoon. And now we have some delicious food that we can at least eat for the challenge. So that is going to serve as 2 things, guys. Food and bait. But look at that, a nice like 10-inch perch just to start off the day. Beautiful. Let's get him. You know what? We're gonna wait to throw him on ice. I'm gonna stringer him up right now. That's totally a stringer worthy fish right there. Yes, sir. And then we'll just put him right out this side. It is right here. Another catfish. Dang. I'm smoking the cats. Another catfish. Either it's a world record shellcracker or it's a average size catfish, I'd bet. Let's see. Waiting for that run. There he is. That's a catfish. Good grief, there's a lot of catfish in this lake. We haven't even started the catfishing portion of the day yet. And I'm hooking into 2 or 3 pound catfish on my shellcracker setup. Daggone. Get up here, boy. I'm not gonna waste any time with you. Get up here. Oh wow, that one's not even as big as I thought it was. It's like a pound. Oh, that's a pretty fish though. Look at that. Hooked him right in the corner of the jaw. Look at that pretty fish though, dang. These smaller catfish, their fins are, their barbs are like knives. They're so sharp. But that's a pretty fish. Pretty spots on them. Look at those beautiful little black spots. We'll let them go. We don't need no more catfish for now. What do we have now? It's like maybe a little bit better of a fish. Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. There's our shellcracker. Yes, sir. That is what we want. Now that is what we want. There we go. He ain't huge, but that is definitely a keeper. Finally, a decent shellcracker, like 8.5 inches. Not a bad fish. Let's add him to the stringer, folks. Not a bad fish at all. Not much quantity, but we're definitely getting a little bit of quality now. Let's keep pitching around some worms, shall we? Guys, after 3 hours of fishing with just a bunch of small fish, and the only fish that I was able to keep were a catfish, 1 perch, and 1 shellcracker. So I headed to a new spot where I eventually started really catching white perch right in the middle of the day, and the fishing picked up pretty well then. So let's go head there right now. That's gotta be a shellcracker, right? He just tapped it right there. There it is. Come on, take it, take it. That's a shellcracker. Oh, dang it, missed him. Okay, guys, we got some shellcracker right here. That's good. Let's back up a little bit. We got some shellcracker right here below us. There's a big island there, guys, and it comes up to like a foot deep right there, but then we're kind of sitting in between the bank and the island, and I'm marking some fish down there, straight up marking them, and we just got hit first cast, so I feel really good about this. It's been a slow start to the challenge, but I feel very good about this. Okay, that is a good sign. There we go, first fish, guys. First fish. Oh, it's a perch. Is that what's nibbling us down there? Right here? Is it a perch? Really? A little tiny perch too. I mean, that's good catfish bait, but he's a bit small and we already have one, so I'm gonna let that sucker go, but still, it's very interesting. So I hope what I'm marking down there is not just perch though. There's gotta be some shellcracker mixed in. Little tiny white perch. Interesting. I thought we had a shellcracker ball down there. We might though. That might have just been one little random perch that bit. So let's see what we can do. Someone's got it already. There we go. Anything better? Nope, another little dink of a white perch. Oh, he gonna need a band-aid. He gonna need a band-aid. Okay. Can y'all see that right there? It's kind of probably pretty dark and blurry, but we're in 15 feet of water, and there's just a big old cloud of bait right down there. That's exactly what we're looking for. Already got one. Oh, that's a better fish. There we go. No, maybe. He's got a slight bit more size to him. That's just like, he just needs like half an inch more, and I might consider keeping him to do a little catch and cook on. This time I dropped a little piece of white perch down to the bottom to see if they would eat their own brother and sister. Pretty much anything, but they are definitely eating their own brother and sister. That one's slightly bigger too. He's got slightly more size to him. But look at that, guys. A white perch on a white perch. They are cannibals for sure. Oh yeah. Well guys, thank you so much for watching the video as always, and just being with me on this amazing adventure where we went out, we caught bait, we caught these fish, and we just went out and just explored God's beautiful world. Thank you so much for watching the video as always, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.